Congratulations to Jerry Jeudy for becoming the only player in NFL history to touch an official and not get ejected. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. I dare you to not love Jamal Williams Perna. He predicted a Lions win, crashed this pregame show, and got a win. Stephon Diggs showed up to the Bills-Jets game ready to fight the nasty Jets defense and also malaria as he rocked this mosquito net wardrobe. It was a crazy weekend of football as Tua, Tom Brady, and Pat Mahomes all played poorly, but Mahomes still got a win. Trevor Lawrence and Jared Goff look like two of the best QBs in the league, and today we will recap the best plays, the worst plays, players, games, and random ass things from Week 14 here on That's Good Sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and welcome to the 5th annual Manscaped sponsored holiday special. You may remember some of our worldwide hits such as Deck the Halls with Freshly Shaved Balls, fa la 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 la, Chestnuts Resting in Your Performance Boxer Briefs, The Lawnmower 4.0 Trimming Your Pubes with Ease, Oh Silent Night, Quiet Stroke Technology, oh Christmas tree, how you stand tall after grooming. And now, all of these classic hits can be yours with my discount link below. Manscaped is the first all-in-one men's grooming kit and makes the perfect gift for both him and her this holiday season. Body hair trimming is safer than ever with the Lawnmower 4.0. Body wash, deodorant, nose hair trimming, it's all there. And although it's been said many times, many ways, manscaped.com/goodsports for 20% off and free international shipping and 2 free gifts when you purchase the Performance Package. Worst bounce? Well, this punt by Presley Harvin. The ball went the wrong way. Just like the Steelers offense after losing Kenny Pickett to a concussion. Best horsecock lock? Horsecock lock. You know it's big if that's how you pretend jerk it. Best offsides? Well, that's going to Jets CJ Mosley on 4th and 1. Reminiscent of Cam Newton with an all-time amazing NFL flop. Sticking with the Bills and Jets here, I've got a best upside down touchdown going to Dawson Knox. I've watched this play 20 times, and it still impresses the hell out of me. The way he gets the ball over the goal line whilst upside down. Crazy. I want to call him Stranger Things moving forward because he's not scared of the upside down. Josh Allen's spin move in this game had to take a backseat to Knox. Now, before we hit the best quarterback, I want to add the toughest QB. The Iron Mike Award goes to Mike White. Mike White took an absolute pounding in this game, like he was Rocky, and just kept coming back for more. I called him the Great White Hype, but now he's Iron Mike. That's 3 boxing references in 2 sentences. Eat your heart out, Max Kellerman. Now, White might not really be a boxer, more of Matt Milano's personal punching bag, but he left the game twice with injury, returned both times, received x-rays mid-game to make sure his body wasn't broken, and then was taken to the hospital after the game to confirm that he did not die during his heroic performance. White is indeed still alive and not one of those famous ghosts former Jets QB Sam Darnold used to see. Best quarterback? Well, that is going to Trevor Lawrence, who's really coming into his own in year 2, aka year 1 without Urban Meyer in Jacksonville. If Urban Meyer set him back 2 years, he's technically still a college QB when you think about it. After misfiring, though, on his first 3 passes, T-Law completed 30 of 39, finding the end zone 3 times through the air and once on the ground, Did he get a little lucky on this Zay Jones TD? Sure, but I think his luck is still at a net negative for everything that happened last season. The beneficiary of Lawrence's big day was tight end Evan Ingram, who caught 11 passes for a $162 and a pair of touchdowns in the Yankees' victory. I think what's most impressive about this performance is that Lawrence did it without any help on the ground, save for the play where he stiff-armed a Titan and carried the ball across the goal line himself. King Henry, may I introduce you to King Longhair. Lawrence and Justin Fields are clearly separating themselves from the quarterback pack in the 2021 draft. Lawrence waved goodbye to Titans fans at the end of this game, showing the most emotion or personality I've ever seen from him. Worst quarterback of the weekend? Well, that's Captain Choker, Tom Brady. And if you're into choking, turn away, because this could turn you on. Brady finished the week with the worst passer rating, while throwing 2 picks and firing off 55 passing attempts. And his one touchdown wasn't even intended for the guy who eventually caught it in Russell Gage. Which takes us to my best defense, and the 49ers committing elder abuse on Tom Brady. They were like Ben Stiller from Happy Gilmore.
My fingers hurt.
Oh, now your back's gonna hurt. Because you just pulled landscaping duty.
The Bucs didn't get on the board until there was under 3 minutes left in the game. Dre Greenlaw ended up picking off Brady in the third quarter, and then after the game, asked him to autograph this football. Pretty hilarious that the only time Brady stays around to shake hands after a loss is if the guys who weren't even born when he entered the league are asking him for autographs. Deshaun Gibson was the oldest starter on the 49ers defense at 32 years old, and he also picked off Brady in this game. Nice to see the youth beat Brady for once. The 49ers never sacked Tom, but they didn't need to because he was so bad. And they had 3 takeaways and held the Bucs to just 69 yards on the ground. Best individual performance is going to Christian McCaffrey, who had himself a day against the Bucs, racking up 153 total yards and 2 touchdowns. He tied Jim Brown with his 11th game with the rushing and receiving TD. McCaffrey was the pot of gold on the other side of the Glock Purdy rainbow. Purdy is the first quarterback to defeat Brady in his first career start. McCaffrey ripped off a 38-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter that assured Kyle Shanahan would not blow another massive lead to Tom Brady. Best offense? Well, it's impossible to not give this one to the Eagles after they dropped 48 points on the Giants on the road at MetLife Stadium and didn't lose several players to season-ending injuries playing on that satanic turf. Miles Sanders ran for 144 of Philly's 253 total yards on the ground, plus a pair of touchdowns, and Jalen Hurts and Boston Scott combined for 100 rushing yards, not once turning the ball over. Receiver A.J. Brown caught his 10th touchdown of the year, making him the third Eagle to have 10 or more TDs in his first season in Philly, joining Irvin, fresh out the fryer pan, and Terrell Owens. Hurts became the first QB with back-to-back seasons with 10 rushing touchdowns. The Eagles' lucky number has to be 10 at this point, since they were also the first team to get to 10 wins this season. I think that's officially sticking the landing, Philly. Not sticking the landing? Well, the worst play is when you think you have the pick, but you totally don't, and that goes to Giant safety Julian Love, who did this on 4th and 7. And yes, Love hurts. Love hurts. Maybe, more aptly, this is a worse situational awareness play. A pick here would be far worse for your team than defending the pass since this was on 4th down. Best play? Well, I'm giving this one to Tyreek Hill, who scooped up his own team's fumble and took it 57 yards to the house. The best part about this play was knowing that as soon as the ball squirted out of the pile to Tyreek Hill, he was going to score. It was such an effective play for a Dolphins offense that was struggling that I'm not sure Mike McDaniels didn't scheme it up on purpose. That's how good he is. Ultimately, that was one of 2 Dolphins touchdowns on the night, both long ones by Tyreek Hill, but for the most part, the Chargers secondary did a great job against Jalen Waddle and Hill, all without the help of Derwin James. And my worst stat, Tua Tagovailoa was just 3 of 13 passing when he had at least 2.5 seconds to throw, which is definitely a bad looking stat for Tua, but also speaks to the job that Brandon Staley did with the Dolphins offense on Sunday night. He's the first coach to convince Tua to throw the ball directly to a Chargers fan. Also, I think this stat proves that not only is Tua not worthy of sniffing the MVP right now, he should probably be cut. God, I would hate for my Broncos to claim him off waivers. Hardest hit? I mean, this one's too easy. Thank God Jalen Phillips got flagged for this brutal hit on Justin Herbert. This is just something we can't have in the game. Not in our league. Hopefully Phillips gets hit with the fine that hurts him as much as he hurt Justin Herbert with that punishing blow. Okay, fine. The actual hardest hit goes to Minkah Fitzpatrick, who laid the wood on Tyler Huntley on 3rd and 3 in a Steelers-Ravens game that was just thoroughly unwatchable. This unwatchable did feature my best stat. All 3 of the Ravens' interceptions against Mitchell Trubisky were in the red zone. Both Trubisky and Mahomes tossed 3 picks in the same game. And with as bad as Deshaun Watson played, it's safe to say the entire 2017 QB draft class is a bust. Best moment? Lions first round pick receiver Jameson Williams missed the first 11 games of his rookie year, but in the first quarter of his first game, Williams got wide the hell open, and his first NFL reception also became his first NFL TD. Biggest balls goes to Dan Campbell for dialing up a fake punt deep in the Lions' own territory in this game. The Lions get my Nobody is Beating Goff award. Detroit's offense has been humming for most of the season, but adding in a deep threat like Jameson Williams could give Dan Campbell and the Safari boys the necessary juice to extend this late season run and get themselves into the playoffs. The Lions offense as a whole totally overshadowed the fact that Justin Jefferson had 223 receiving yards in this game, setting a single game franchise record in a loss. Yeah, the same franchise that had Chris Carter and Randy Moss. That's impressive. But just like Jameson Williams kicking off his first reception, Penei Sewell ended the game with his first catch, which was a beauty on 3rd down to seal the game. Best game? Honestly, it was Broncos Chiefs, but I already did that here. So I'm going to give this to the surging Panthers. If the running game isn't working for the Seahawks, it feels like nothing works. Their defense struggles, and Geno Smith is cooling down a bit. He's throwing just a few too many picks recently. Travis Homer got the start though, as rookie phenom Kenneth Walker was injured, as was DJ Dallas, so Seattle was down to their 4th and 5th backs. The Broncos do not send their condolences. Winning in the NFL is about balance, and the Panthers backs, Dante Foreman and Chuba Hubbard each had exactly 74 rushing yards in this key win for Carolina. This game does get my best catch, going to Panthers wide receiver for getting Terrace Marshall. His hands weren't enough to make the catch, so he enlisted the help of his legs, balls, and taint, squeezing the ball between his legs like that chick from GoldenEye. Worst game? Fortunately, Joe Burrow finally snapped his 4-game losing streak to the Cleveland Browns, putting together a modest but competent game while Jamar Chase showed up with 10 grabs for 119 yards and a tutty. On the other side, old Deshaun Watson was nothing special. However, Watson was clearly going through such bad massage withdrawals that he had to do some self-service during the game. Probably the weirdest moment from this game, though, was T. Higgins. He was not supposed to play due to a hamstring injury, but snuck onto the field for the first snap and never touched the field after that. I guess he really wanted the credit for the start. That was a big reason We were blessed though with another Trenton Irwin touchdown. Worst moment? The Browns determining that it was indeed too risky to let Cade York attempt a 67-yard field goal right before halftime. That's the Browns saying it was too risky, the same team that didn't think it was too risky to fully guarantee Deshaun Watson. Pick a lane, Cleveland. Worst finish? The Texans. With Dallas on the ropes for the upset, the Texans go for the dagger and run it on 4th and 2 on the goal line. Nice job, you fucking dumb stat nerds. I'm sure your charts and your little graphs and your little tarot cards and your math crystals all told you this was the right call. Well, guess what? It was the right call for the Texans to hold on to the first overall draft pick. The Cowboys mounted a long drive to save themselves from the most embarrassing upset of the year, and it's all because nerds suck and jocks rule. And I know what you're thinking, aren't you a nerd, Perna? No, I'm a jock trapped in a nerd's body. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. And don't forget my Broncos worst, best, tragic game is already up here on YouTube. Might be on the screen right now.